Hey, Joel here from Boxium with a quick review of this really simple tool that I've come to love from VEVOR. It's called, I believe, the Axial Portable Ventilation Fan, and I reached out to them because I was looking for something to keep my large warehouse slash garage slash shop floor dry. You know, you drag in a lot of mud, a lot of water on equipment, on vehicles, and this is a quick way to dry out your floors. I've been using it for a couple weeks now, just as we've brought in some snow melt and things like that. It's really worked well just to dry off these floors quickly because it is so low to the ground. We're going to do some testing so I can show you how much air it forces through here because it is a lot. We're going to talk about the build quality, and I'm going to show you this large duct that you can hook it to and how I use it to kind of dry out my tents when I'm done, but you could use this on construction projects. I haven't done that yet. I'm excited to use this in concert with the VEVOR paint booth so I can force some air through a booth, or if you create a paint area, this is a great way to kind of pull air out of that area with the exhaust. So you can kind of see the unit here. Everything is pretty obvious. There is an arrow on the sticker telling you what direction the air is flowing, and once you turn it on, it's not hard to tell. It's pretty easy to see. The only difference in the front and the rear is that the back has this megaphone style. You can kind of see here this megaphone style ending on the tube. But other than that, the front and the rear have the same grill, same logo. I wish it was a little more obvious which one is which, but you can see the large motor is housed inside here behind that, so nothing is exposed. On the bottom, you can see it's got 4 large rubber feet on it, on these welded steel legs, so it's all really sturdy. You don't have to worry about anything breaking really. It does have a plastic handle, but that seems more for comfort. And here's your one trigger. This is your on and off, and it's not meant to operate like that. You just turn it on and leave it, but it does have a guard so that if you pick it up to move it while it's running or off, you don't have to worry about your finger accidentally hitting that. Now, if I turn it around, you can see the power cable coming out of the handle. It's got a really sturdy construction, so there's kind of a metal banding around it and nothing you're worried about kinking or breaking over time. Now, I don't know exactly what gauge the cable is, but it is a high gauge, and it seems like this is a really protective plug and cord. It's not very long, probably about 6 feet long, so you're going to need an extension cord, but it's really simple to operate. There's only one switch. So let's go ahead and turn this on. I'll get the meter out, show you how many feet per second of air this can move, because it's quite a lot. I mean, if I put this down on my floor, leave it running for 10 minutes, the floor goes from wet to completely dry. I'll also tell you it is a little loud when running, so prepare for that in the video. And then I'll hook it up to the duct here. I can show you how that works, what I use it for, and then you can think about all the ways that you might use it in your garage or shop. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've already plugged this thing in, so we can go ahead and do a test here. Pretty easy. Just a much closer look at the plug and the test buttons of the handle and the switch right there. We'll take a look at the front real quick so you can see this motor and these fan blades inside. It's industrial. It's not really made with a residential look. It feels more industrial, but that means it's just going to perform at a super high level for industrial applications. I will hook it up to this duct in just a minute and show you what I use it for, but real quick, I want to turn this on so you can kind of see it operate. And it is going to get a little loud here, so just be prepared for that. First things first, let's go ahead and press this protruding button to make sure we are on. And when you're ready, you will see the little orange light on top. I'll hit reset so you can hear that click. Kind of tests it, resets it like a GFCI. We have an orange light, so we're good. We can go ahead and click this button and see the fan come to life. Like I said, it's pretty loud. Pretty loud while it's in operation, but there's only one speed. You cannot adjust the speed. It just goes all the way out until you turn it off. But that's a great little demo of turning it on and off. You can hear it. Now let me go ahead and get my air meter so I can show you just how much feet per second this thing is moving. Okay, so we have our air tester out here. We're going to throw it in front of the fan, and I am going to try to get this pretty much as close as I can so we can talk maximum output. Obviously, the force of the air is going to degrade the further you get away. I'm not sure if there's a standard, but I'm just going to give you the highest test numbers we can possibly get out of it and see what those are. Go ahead and turn it on. 0. Okay, so it looked like it topped out at about 3,300 when we were right here up on the fan. So that's 3,300 feet per second, or should I say feet per minute, actually. Yeah, feet per minute. I know there is a calculation you can take that and turn it into cubic feet per minute, which is more of a standard. It's based on how big this is, but that's the information. About 3,300 feet per minute on the high end. Now, if you want to use this as a ventilation fan and pull air from an enclosed space, like let's say a paint booth or maybe even a construction space that just has a lot of debris going on, you want to hook it into the megaphone side, which is actually the intake. It pulls air through this direction. That's why they've put this lip on this side, because you then want to take the end of this duct, which I'll show you the entire thing, the end that is flexible and has this cord on it, and just fit it around the large megaphone opening and pull this string tight. That's what this lip is supposed to do. And I just tie it like you tie a tennis shoe. It's a nice tight knot, as tight as you can. It's not going to be airtight, but it doesn't matter. And then when you flip this on, it's going to draw air from the space that the end of the duct is hooked to through this fan. So this would be outside of the space and the duct would be hooked to the inside of the space. And so here's just a closer look at that duct hooked to the back of the fan. You can see all the hose or the ducting. And what I do is I run this in to my tents after I use them. This is a rooftop tent, and sometimes when you take tents out, they will fill with moisture, and you need to get some of that moisture out. You need to air this space out. So I stick that ventilation duct into the opening, which is really nice because they include these metal grommets all along the way. There's one about every, I don't know, 6 to 8 feet along here. And then I'm able to direct this inside my tent and draw air through it. So I can either blow into this, so blow air into the tent, or draw air through it by changing the direction of the fan or what side I attach the fan to. Now, I will say that this ducting is really flexible. You don't want to step on it, but if it does get squished a little, it will go back to form, and it does fold flat. When it's stored, it all comes together like that, kind of like a sewer hose for an RV. But let's go ahead and turn this on. You'll see the duct does fill up, and it does quite an effective job of drawing air through my tent system. Let's do that. See it kind of come to life here. And if I direct this through here, and what I'll sometimes do is close my screen so that it can hold it in place. And now we have airflow. You'll see the windows are already pulled in. It's pulling air from this tent out the duct and down through here and out this side. We're getting lots of air movement here, pulling it through the duct. So you can use this for a lot of different things, but hooking it up to a space that you need to pull air through is super easy. And then obviously, if I wanted to blow air into that space, I would just change what side of the fan I hook the duct up to. But I wanted to come here to the middle and kind of show you how this ducting gathers together, how small it pulls together, so you can just kind of see this is for storage. This is what all the ducting breaks down to, so you don't have to store a big long hose. You can just store this much, and running a rope or something through this would allow you to keep it held in this position and put it in a box or something for storage. So if you like to tinker and have a garage that you want to keep dry, or you're a big project person and need something to really keep yourself safe while you're doing some interior work, then check this one out, because VEVOR makes good stuff. I've got a lot of equipment from VEVOR in the shop. It's affordable. You can get it on Amazon, and this is really something that will save you a lot of headache in a garage, whether you're just, removing moisture from an area, drying a wet floor, or making sure that you always have the safety of ventilation on your side when doing projects. So check this one out for yourself. I really think you're going to like it.